Welcome back, Keepers of the Flame. I'm going to do a Sagittarius reading. See what the energies, frequencies, and vibrations coming through from the universe. How can Saggy better understand and communicate with the universe? Sorry. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and then House Stellium. And these don't have a date because for a long time I watched reads. I watched a lot of reads. And there were some that I would find from like 3-4 years ago that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my life right now. So it kind of depends on like, I don't want to get into it too deep, but like what kind of paradigm shift you're in, what kind of dimension you're working with. You can go through, I mean, there's so many different layers of life, right, that you could be working your way through. So I don't put timestamps on this. I don't put dates on it just because in my own personal experience I found so much help from videos that were outdated, so to speak. Okay. That one. Okay. Sorry. Just gonna make sure. Okay, we're good. Okay. See. Okay, Knight of Swords in reverse, King of Pentacles upright, Four of Swords, Death, King of Wands in reverse, and then you have the Wheel of Fortune, Six of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, so yes, Lilith. So what I'm seeing here is there started off like some severe mental, like, holy bejesus, Saggy. Like mental scattering, like you're competing with Gemini on this one with the mental scatter. You've got the Knight of Swords and the Four. And it's like total complete just, this feels like to me like you walk into a room and you're like, oh my God, what the hell did I come in here for? And then you go back to your whatever you were doing before then and you're like, crap, I need this tool or I need this thing or I need this something. And then you realize that like, oh, that's what I went in the room for. And then you go back to the room to find it and then you still can't remember. Once you walk through that little portal door, like you can't remember anymore. You can't remember like what the heck was going on. Does that make sense? So yeah, you're competing with Gemini on this one because they had the same thing. And then kind of stable, moving forward with the King of Pentacles and Death. Okay, so this is good energy. I know death isn't good. Yes, it is. It is because you're killing this right here. This is dying. You want this to go away. So yes, sometimes death can be an amazing, 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 beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Okay? And you're moving forward, but you're not like getting too hot about it. You're moving forward slow. Moving nice and slow. And I see how her wand here almost looks like it's making like the shape of a moon. So I get like you're moving slow, but you're like almost like guessing what the subconscious is going to bring you is what you're doing here. You're taking your fire within is what I'm getting from this. And you're moving slow because you get that this is now where you are. You're back on the Wheel of Fortune and you're going to let these cogs move how they need to move without pushing it. She's holding a little watch here. A little pocket watch. So yeah, you're not putting your anchor down in any unsafe waters with the Six of Swords. And it looks like this is a woman's figure right here laying in the water here with like an arm and a hand and then the shape of her. You're like, nope, I'm moving over Death Island. I see you. Thank you for coming my way. I appreciate that. I needed it. But I'm going to put my anchor in different waters. Liking it. So, but something is really slowing you down here. You have the world in your lap. But again, you're going back to that moon energy is what I'm getting here. So going into the subconscious to really dig deep as to what's happening on the inside before you take flight. Not a bad plan at all, Saggy. That's actually a really good plan. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. I'm going to ask for some clarification. This is really good energy, though. This is pretty decent. You moved out of that mental cluster F, right? Can I get, let's clarify the death for Sagittarius. What's up with the death card here? Haha, yup. Mental clarity and emotional stability, sovereignty, independence. See, death brings good things, kids. Every time you get the death card, remember there's always a rebirth on the other side. Always a rebirth. Constant, continuous cycle. You can't have one without the other. You cannot be rebirth without death, and you cannot have death without rebirth. So there's like my lovely little boho deck, the Light Seers deck, they put it on there, death and rebirth. So it's not this horrible, wretched thing that everybody makes it out to be. So, because it puts you in a state of fear too, right? So try to step out of that when you're doing your readings. I know I used to be that way a long time ago. And that's why I kind of never got into it, because I'm like, that just puts me in a state of fear and panic when I'm reading all these cards. It doesn't do anything for me. All it does is scare the crap out of me with death here and the devil over there and whatever else. And I'm like, you know, I don't think that's the way it was intended to be, even though they... I know, that's what they wrote the intentions down for. But, like, how are you supposed to have rebirth without death? How are you supposed to know where the light is if you don't know where the dark is? How are you going to understand, you know, that you are going through a period of temptation and that you do have a void within you that needs to be filled with something other than addiction, which is a major human problem right now. So I don't think we need to be demonizing these things. I think we need to start looking at it in a different light, and rather from an outside force trying to inflict itself upon us, we're just supposed to understand, hey, this is just them telling us that we have a wound that needs addressing. It needs care, and it needs nurture, and it needs love. It doesn't need fear and shame and guilt. Otherwise, it's just going to perpetuate itself. I hope that makes sense. So, that being said, the Chariot is, the Chariot and the Knight of Wands is confirmed with the Sun in reverse and the Hermit in reverse. Okay, you're really taking your time here, Sagittarius. And that's a good thing, because rebirthing is supposed to be a slow, gradual process of steady, continuous, like, growth. You're like a little seed cracking open right now, just discovering, like, what it means to not live in this mental whatever, holy bejesus over here, okay? And that's a good thing. And you do need to recoup. If this was your energy, along with the Knight of Cups or the Knight of Swords in reverse, you need that time to rest and rejuvenate, because that's a lot of stress. That's a lot of stress. And we don't, you know, it's mental, you know. You didn't break your leg, you didn't, you know, freaking burn your hand off or whatever the heck it is. It's mental, so nobody can see it, right? But it still takes a lot out of us. So we need to honor that space and understand that, you know, now is the time to take the time. Okay, so you're doing good here, Saggy. I see you doing really, really good. And you're waiting. You're waiting to make sure that everything is just the way you need it to be in order to put down your happiness. Because you've got the King of Pentacles here. You're solid. You're stable. You're stable now. And now is the time for rest and relaxation and understanding how to move forward. And you see exactly how you need to do that, which is finding your authentic state, tea and bringing it forward. And you're not moving. You've got the world. You know it, but you're not moving. You're not moving. Oh, it's as you go. Okay. I'm going to pull you a Dragoon card. Right? Maybe. Yeah, dragon. Okay. I just want to make sure. I've been pulling animal cards for everybody. Oh, no. I pulled another dragon card for somebody else. I think it was Pisces. Pisces or Cancer. I don't remember. But I pulled a dragon card for them. Dragons are technically animals anyway, I guess, right? Beasts of some sort. Mythological or not. What card does Saggy need? What does Saggy need to know moving forward? Okay. You have transformation and trust. Okay, Saggy. I hear you. Okay, so transformation. Defining yourself. And the constellation is the unicorn. Who are you? Who do you choose to be? Take a moment to decide and define who you are and what you would like to be. For neither are set in stone, but continuously grow as you define and redefine your presence. The wisdom of the dragon says, you are a shapeshifter, you transform. Now they see you, now they don't. Embrace growth and change. These are the essence of your being. Defy every label and categorization. Let the world see all your colors and shades. Find the rhythm and enhance your frequency. You can do that with singing and dancing or getting in water. So the Star Dragon invocation. Switch things up and try something new. Be fearless and powerful when embarking on a journey of self-transformation. The time has come to redefine and refine you. Be bold. Sagittarius, bold. Psst. Sagittarius, stellium. Rising. I know. Okay. Love and friendship. The swan or the northern cross is the constellation for this. The wisdom of the herald says it makes life worth living. It makes the stars sing. It brings meaning to us. It is the greatest joy in life. Love is the answer. Friendship and companionship is key. Seek and cherish positive and fulfilling relationships. Be open and giving like a child. Give and receive love in your life. Any good relationship needs to be built on trust. Open your heart and trust for yourself and trust those who hold you close to have your best interest in mind at all times. The time has come to have confidence in your heart and sound mind. Release your inhibitions. Be calm and still. The universe has your back. The stars shine each and every night just for you. All right, Sagittarius. I'm going to draw from my homemade deck. Okay, so I've picked up quite a few subscribers, and tomorrow I'm going to make a video with a little, another homemade little treat for everybody for over this winter season. Woo! Okay. Hold on. So, we have... I am grateful for another day, blessed and full of bliss. Light a candle and dance in your joy. Love is a wild thing. Let your horses run. Hold sacred the true union. Tantric, white magic sex, kundalini, alchemy is being brought forth as a sacred gift. I am spiritually gifted beyond my wildest dreams. I am using those gifts to help others. And the last one, as I release and make room for the new, I realize I have learned so much from you. I am grateful. So yeah, the letting go thing, the releasing, whatever mental strife this was when you can find a way to send it love and gratitude, it becomes so much easier to release it, right? I think oftentimes we carry with us those horrible wounds that, whether self-inflicted or inflicted by others, it still hurts, right? So when we can find that silver lining, those gifts that whatever the experiences brought us or whatever the people brought us, their gifts, their experiences, the connection, whatever it may be, when we can find what is the purpose in that entire situation, not just the pain of it, but what they brought to your life, what they meant to you in those moments of not strife, right? Maybe they helped you through a really difficult time. Maybe they made you laugh when you wanted to cry. Maybe they, were your rock through so many different other things, right? And so when you're gauging these situations and people and whatnot, there's always something to be learned. Like even if it was like a work situation where you're like, oh my gosh, they were just critters. Even if the situation at work was just horrible and you felt like just awful in the situation, you're like, I don't even know how this place is running anymore. What the heck is going on here? Yada, 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 right? You still learn something from that. Even if it was just you standing there going, how is this even working, right? So you learned something from that, though. You did learn and you did grow from that experience, because it is an experience. We grow and learn from every single experience we have. And when we can remember that and honor that and send it love and gratitude and release it with grace, life gets so much easier. And we don't feel bogged down mentally or emotionally by it anymore, because we realize it was part of our journey. It was supposed to happen. And that's so many times, you get to a certain point in your life and you look back on all the crappy crap that you've been through and you're like, you know what? I probably wouldn't be the person I am today had I not experienced that, and all the things. I would not be who I am today had I not had that job, had that relationship, experienced this type of interaction, right? All of these different things that make up one life are a result of the beauty that is you today. And it doesn't matter where you're at. You've overcome so much. I don't care if you're 5 or 55. You have overcome so much that you should reward yourself and pat yourself on the back. So that's going to get you to this, right? That's going to get you to trust the universe. Like, yep. And when you can trust that, you begin to trust yourself better. You begin to ask yourself, what is the universe really trying to tell me here? What is it trying to say? How should I move forward in the highest good of all? That's what the universe would want me to do. That's whatever, the great cosmos, the source power, whatever the heck you want to call it, right? That's how you move forward with your life energy. And continuously assess that, right? How does this play out for the highest good of all? Say we have like a relationship in our life that somebody's an addict, right? And somebody is behaving like a traditional addict would. And they're looking to, gain enablement, right? Is it in their best interest for you to enable them so they can continue on doing what they're doing to themselves? Or is it in their best interest for you to say, I love you. I'm not willing to see you do this to yourself anymore. So that means I need to step away from this situation. If you need anything, if you need me to sit with you, I'll sit with you. But I can't help you out in a financial way. I can't help you out in this way. You can't, just provide the emotional support. Don't turn your back on them, but don't enable them either, if that makes any sense. And if it comes to the point where the begging for the money, the places, the things, the yada, yada, yada gets to be too much, you can just say, look, I'm really sorry. I would love to help you out with that, but you are going to have to get yourself clean first. Okay? Tell them that you love them and that you're going to be there for them, but you cannot tolerate their betrayal and behavior anymore. Does that make sense? Okay. And if you need to, because they insist on doing horrible, terrible things to you or the people you love around you, and you do need to keep them at arm's length, then so be it. It's just the way it is. But all you're going to do is let them know that that type of behavior is acceptable here if you continue to enable it. I hope this makes sense. I don't know why I'm going off on this tangent. I'm being called to, so that's why we're having this discussion. But you can say no. You know, even if it's a family member, a parent, a child, a sibling, a grandma, a grandpa, whatever it is, right? You can say no. Definitely. And you can say no to the emotional stuff. If somebody's guilting you or shaming you or making you feel bad for the way you are, even though your life really isn't that bad, but they don't like it anyway, you can love that person at a distance. Absolutely. You don't need to invite them in for tea and crumpets. They can, send you love from afar. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just know that you're allowed to feel safe in your own skin. You're allowed to say enough is enough. You're allowed to say, you know what? I'm sorry, I can't put up with this anymore. And you just need to stay away. You just need to stay away. Because I'm going to start honoring myself. And the more people that start to do that, the more the globe will come to an understanding that we should probably have been doing that all along. Right? Saying yes to love rather than no to fear, right? Just saying yes to love and leaving fear to its own devices. So remembering that it is a choice between fear and love. Remembering it is a choice between fear and love. It's always a choice between fear and love. Are you going to step into love or are you going to step into fear? Are you going to enable this person or are you going to love them to the point where they need to fix themselves, right? Till they start to realize they can come to this too and love themselves. You can set that model for them, right? Okay, Saji, I love you. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Keep your flame